Without a doubt, Candace Parker is the GOAT of women's basketball in this current generation. And at no time in Candace Parker's career did any player on the opposing team have to shrink themselves or dial back their game so that Candace Parker could appear to be one of the best basketball players. Are they really trying to put the fix in for Rookie of the Year? When an opposing team has to have its best player to start the game late or to dial their game back just so the opposing team, someone over there, can look good, that's a problem because you can't keep that up. See, there's already a pattern of behavior that suggests that there's one team in the WNBA that when they play someone, the best player on the team either starts late or coincidentally doesn't score as much because they don't offer as much resistance. Now, to me, this is new. This is new because I've never heard anyone challenge Candace Parker's elite level of play. But this year we have seen and witnessed people try to change the metrics for determining the best player in the game. And one thing about social media is it can't be ignored. When millions of people are saying this person's stats don't measure up to elite, that means that the powers that be that want to manipulate the game have to go find something else to do to say, okay, yes, she's the best. So then we move on to changing the metric by manipulating. So we're like, okay, efficiency. In June, efficiency was called into question. Angel Reese had the highest efficiency. Well, people tried to say that efficiency shouldn't matter, but when they sat down and realized that efficiency is a combination of stats, there's no getting around it. And it's obvious that Caitlin Clark has 145 turnovers when we were at the halfway mark. And that's abhorrent. That's definitely not elite play. It's breaking a record in the league, but it's not good. And you can't say someone is the best in basketball, especially in the guard position, if they have 145 turnovers. I think the next person only had 80 something, and they're not even a guard. So what do we do now? So after the break, we come back. And I'm like, okay, so what? And I already asked the question, so I wonder what they're going to do now because they keep saying it's a tight Rookie of the Year race when really that is not. Y'all saw all those assists after June because they sat down and discussed that we got to do something about this efficiency. Bingo, we got the efficiency. But we still have 145 turnovers and the team has to win. So they want to downplay the turnovers as if they don't matter. But of course they do. You can't get around that. So, but if the team wins, then guess what? Then maybe I can dismiss the turnovers. Incoming. Yesterday, when I heard that Brittany Griner had all the smoke for Chicago, I said, okay, who they play next? The Indiana Fever. I said, oh, she ain't gonna have that smoke. Watch what I tell you. But I didn't say why. Sure enough, she didn't have no smoke tonight. She played 25 minutes and she only had 10 points and barely had rebounds and assists. Coincidence? I think not. Sabrina Ionescu started the game against the Fever. I think it was in New York when Caitlin Clark scored a triple-double. The best player on the team, Sabrina Ionescu, or the best shooter, Sabrina Ionescu's first shot didn't even fall till 4 minutes and 59 seconds left in the first quarter. By then, the Fever had a lead of 6 points. It was only a 5-point game. That was definitely a head start. Now, when you go look at these players' stats and you see their minutes and you see their points and you see everything else, it's off. There's a pattern here. So, from now to the end of the year, see, my channel's small. People don't really pay attention. So, I'm going to give y'all something. From now to the end of the year, because they want to manipulate the Rookie of the Year award to go to Caitlin, you should be able to see that the best player on the team is going to play, that level of play is going to be dialed back, or they're going to start late. There's not much else you can do unless you go to all 5 players on the team and ask them to dial back. And if they do that, somebody's going to have a tell-all book and it's going to be all over social media. So it's got to be discreet. So check this out. Go look at the schedule for the Indiana Fever and identify the best person on the team. Dallas, we already know that's Enrique. When they play New York again, Sabrina Ionescu is likely going to have to guard Caitlin Clark. Watch her play. When they get to Connecticut, wouldn't surprise me if instead of Dejournay, they put Marina Mabry on Caitlin Clark. It was already called into question Marina's loyalty when she played for Chicago against Indiana. So go watch that. Watch the person that is supposed to guard Caitlin or would offer resistance. It's because her level of play tonight against Indiana was subpar in comparison to what she normally does. That's a pattern of behavior. This is not the first time, and it's not going to be the last. Here's the thing. You can't sustain this without cooperation of a lot of people. You either have to go to the coach, or you have to go to the best player on the team, or you need the coach and the best player on the team to be in agreement. Now, if we have 12 teams, 12 times 2 is 24. You need 24 people to go along with the madness. You really think that's going to happen without a tell-all book? So the fix is in for Rookie of the Year and possibly MVP. And what's so sad is, once again, it will be something that is given and not earned. Playoff positioning is very important. And right now, I believe the goal is to knock Chicago out of the playoffs. I don't think they want Chicago in the playoffs. So this is what we have. The Sky currently would play the Liberty. The Fever would play the Sun. So pay attention to who wins and who loses. I don't believe they want the Fever to play the Liberty. I really think the fix is in so that Indiana does not play the Liberty, which means they can't be number 8. They'd have to be number 7 and play the Sun. And I think that, yeah, sure, New York might go easy on Indiana during the regular season, but is any team, including the Liberty, willing to risk their status in the playoffs or winning the playoffs, winning a championship just to help Indiana? The next few games for the Fever, now identify the best players on each of these teams that would offer resistance. They're going to play the Storm tomorrow in Indiana. Then on Saturday the 24th, they're going to be in Minnesota to play the Lynx. Then they're going to come to Atlanta to play the Dream. Now that's just 3 games. The Lynx and the Storm are both in playoff contention. I went to the game tonight. The Storm is number 5. And that's who the Dream played tonight. And baby, that was a fight. Nobody let anybody have nothing in that game. So when the Storm play the Fever tomorrow, I expect for the Storm to be on one. Skylar Diggins-Smith is the one to watch. She lets no one have anything. She's a trash talker too. She's scrappy. Watch her play. I can't see Skylar doing something like that. So it would have to be up to the coach to play Skylar less. And I would imagine if Skylar is not guarding Caitlin, that the fix is in. Stay tuned, y'all, and we shall see. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to help my channel grow.